Welcome back to the show with David Burrows, Danny and Jake. And Danny, wow. What'd you think of that period?
No comment.
I understand it. It felt a little slow and sluggish. The Sting got a late power play opportunity there, and they seem to try to pick it up a bit, but it's like we're not being able to put a couple passes together. There's not much of a flow to the game. What do you think about that?
Shots on goal in favor of the Sting, 7-5. Now, I don't know about you, but 7 shots on net just ain't going to cut it for any team.
We've always talked on the show whenever I've helped out and whatnot. We've talked about goaltending and good goalies with a 900% save or 900 average save average, which means you get 10 shots, you're going to get a goal, and that's a good goalie. At this rate, everyone's going to be really good. So I want to change my prediction to 1-0 Sting. I think. Obviously the coaching staff's got to talk to them about, the precision and whatnot. Is there anybody that you've noticed, though, that isn't playing up to what their potential might be today?
All of them, to be honest with you. Like, for example, their mindset for the Sting right now is, we're just playing North Bay. These guys aren't that good. But North Bay looks way hungrier on that ice than the Sting does. North Bay, you can see they're eager. They want to win the game. They're coming out. They're playing hard and aggressive. And the Sting, their finesse game just ain't up to snuff. As you can see, only 7 shots on net. They had 2 power plays, or
I believe 2. Yeah, no, two for sure, but maybe 3. I don't know.
2 power plays, and still only 7 shots on net. You should have 7 shots on net just in between the 2 power plays, let alone 20 minutes of play.
Yeah, I think it was almost at the 4-minute mark before the first shot on net in the game was happening. Quick point, did you realize the shot on net gets counted if the goalie wasn't there and if it would have went in? That's the only time. So if you have a shot from the corner of the ice rink,
yep,
and it goes towards the net, it's not a shot on net, even though the goalie stops it. Did you know that?
Correct. It has to be within the blue.
Pretty much. Yeah, basically, if the goalie wasn't there, it'd be a goal.
Yes.
Sort of thing. We found that out last year, and I've been watching hockey for so many years. I thought the shots were more. Now I know why. But with that being said, something a positive that I did notice, like I said, was late in the period when they did start to pick it up and whatnot. But it was almost like what you were saying. The finesse wasn't there. It was them grinding and them trying to beat them to beat the battalion to the pucks and that sort of basics hockey that you mentioned. It's basically something that I think they're going to have to do, obviously, to get those opportunities and get those goals.
To beat any opponent, and it doesn't have to be hockey, it could be any game, you have to be at their level or better. You have to know their consistencies. You have to know where their pros and their cons are. You have to beat them at every single level of the game, whether it's grinding the corners, whether it's face-offs, even a fight. You have to be consistent. You have to be better than them the whole 60 minutes of play. You can't just play better for 5 minutes and expect to win the whole game. It's a 60-minute game. You got to be there mentally, physically on the ice for the whole 60 minutes.
Absolutely. With being a coach myself, it's like no time off, foot's on the gas, all those cliches. You're absolutely right. And when you do take off, they were more lucky that they got out of that without having a couple goals against them. That's hard to climb back to, and I guess we'll see what happens coming into the second period here. Who's going to score the first goal for the Sting tonight?
Voigt.
That's good.
I've got my eye on Voigt. He's actually one of the, I think he's the second or third stringer, but my eye's been glued on that kid. He's been playing good. He's in the play. He's there all the time, and I think he's going to score a goal today.
Okay, that's good. I'm going to put my goal on, say Hatcher. It's going to be a big clapper from the back.
Voigt will get it before Hatcher.
All right. Anyway, with that being said, we got about 10 minutes, just over 10 minutes before the puck drops. One thing that I wanted to mention again with with David Burrows doing the live feed at the Remembrance Day down at Veterans Park. So make sure you guys tune into that. Like I said, Dave always covers these things, and producer Jason always does a great job as well. He's right there, so I was hoping that maybe I get a present the next intermission. But thanks to Danny for this, and thanks for Danny brought me a water, David. So everybody's in good hands down here. Hopefully we're doing you proud, buddy. And I look forward to talking to Danny back in the second intermission. And obviously we'll say hi to Jason for us as well. So on behalf of myself and Danny and Dave, with the show with David Burrows, we look forward to seeing you guys in the second intermission, hopefully with some better news and a better report. We'll talk to you soon.